Good morning and welcome back to Scott Reviews Things. And don't know what episode this one is. Episode whatever it is, Copnor in Portsmouth. Now I know a bit about Copnor because this is where I grew up. Grew up in Copnor Road. Now Copnor is a long road.
This little snippet video shows the length of Copnor Road, starting at the Coach and Horses, taking in the Toby Carvery, Portsmouth training ground, the Golden Hind, the Star and Garter, finishing up down at Copnor Bridge. So a long old road totalling just under 3 kilometres in length.
So I'm probably going to split this one into two different videos. I'm out with Wanda. Wanda's with me this morning, although she's walked off a little bit. So she's walking 100 miles in May to raise money for British Heart Foundation. There's going to be a Just Giving link in the video. So if you're touched by heart conditions or anything like that, don't feel that you have to. But we're trying to get to £1,000. We're about 50 quid off. So. Copnor. So, lived in Portsmouth all my life, and Copnor is something that's interested me because I actually have some memories of Copnor, and obviously it's a long road. I'm at the Coach and Horses pub here, and it goes all the way down to Copnor Bridge and all the way back up again. We've got lost pubs, we've got a lost cinema, we've even got a lost fire station and a milk depot. Some of these are going to come in the second video, which will come next week, obviously. But yeah, really like these videos. Interaction from you guys is always interesting. As ever, up one side, I'm going to stop at Burfields Road, the junction of Stowington Avenue, and then come back up the other side, and then we'll do the other part next week. Any of your memories that you can remember, they're always fascinating to see. So without further ado, let's get going and see if we can find Wanda as well. Right, I'm hoping that the mic's going to hold up. It is quite windy today, so if it's blustery, I do apologise. So, Copnor Road starts here, which is it's now Hilsey. It's like Hilsey Crescent. So you've got the Coach and Horses pub, all these old buildings. A lot of this is old. I think it's old army. You've got the Army Reserve Centre down here. You've also got Casemates, which is down there at Fox's Forest, which is a really nice little cafe if you're in this area. And we're going to talk about this area now or when we come back. So this area, I'll give you some history of Copnor. How about we do that before we get sort of into what's over this side? Because at the moment we haven't got a lot going on over this side. I've got my notes. Let me show you the notes, obviously, because they're mine. So this has changed enormously over the years. This area around here, as it's widened and got bigger. But originally, Copnor was its own distinct village on the east side of the Portsea Island. I didn't know that till I started reading. Copnor, and it was incorporated into Portsmouth in the late 19th, early 20th century. It was originally farmland, and it was separated from Portsmouth by fields. So Copnor wasn't actually part of Portsmouth. It was its own village, built on farmland, etc., etc. Apparently, the Saxons settled on Portsea Island in the 6th century, and one of them was called Copper. He owned a stretch of shoreline, in the Saxon language, an aura. Today we put an apostrophe at the end of a person's name, but the Saxons put the letter in, so it was called Copnor. By the time of the Domesday Book in 1086, it changed to Copnor. At that time, Copnor was a tiny village with the population of less than 100. However, it did have a salt pan worth 8p, a lot of money in those days. The villagers lived in simple wooden huts, and they farmed the fields around Copnor. Right, this road can also be a bit iffy to get across, so let's get moving. So you've got old Marry quarters or something over in this estate, old army stuff. Let me get it zoomed out a bit. Oh, give us a better. I'm hoping we don't get the same issues we had last week with the gimbal deciding to do its own bloody thing. I know it is a bit weird, it's going a bit bouncy, I don't know why it's bouncing along. So any memories that you have of Portsmouth, they're always interesting. So this has all changed over the years. You've got Norway Road over here. I think there used to be Rat Lane, and over there they used to have it was an old temporary. I found a picture of this. An old temporary iron bridge. But it used to. I remember my mum and dad trying to drive over it, and it would test your driving skills because it used to go up and turn at a right angle, and that right. But it was always who had right of way, because you could only get one car up at it at a time, and it was sort of what they would do is whoever got onto the bridge first, they deemed to have right of way. But it sort of got to where people would be on the bridge, not give way, and they'd have people come up one way or the other, and they'd stop and they'd have bloody cause bloody traffic jams at the top, and people had to reverse down. So yeah, that was also an interesting time. This place over here now is a Toby Carvery, and you've got the travel lodge over here. This used to be Benham's Farm, or as Isles knew it, the Green Farm. And that, ooh, got me a bit of paper. I don't know what, we'll need that. Yeah, Benham's Farm, Green Farm. It was the last working farm on Portsea Island. Benham Farm. It was also known as Rhubarb Farm, because of the amount of rhubarb they grew.
Here are some photos of the old Benham Farm, Green Farm, Rhubarb Farm, which clearly shows the building that still stands as part of the Travel Lodge today in all its glory, being a Grade 2 listed building.
And if you look, I might see if we can go over, because this building here, which is dead ahead of us, is the old farmhouse building, and the barn, and that still has Grade 2 listed building against it. I have to set my watch, I am walking along, so 2 seconds, because I need to record. What can I do on Strava? Let's have a look. Oh, I'm supposed to be recording my walk with Wanda. She'll have to tag me in it. So yeah, that's the Green Farm, that's Benham's Farm, Rhubarb Farm, as some people might have known it over the years. But now, it's a Toby Carvery. But when we come back up the other side, we might have a bit of more of a venture into. And when you used to walk along here, I've got loads of pictures of this now. They used to have horses, and I think there was a donkey. So yeah, that was always good fun. And obviously things change, and not always for the better, if I'm honest. This area here, this used to be called Grado Camp. I've got a picture of Grado Camp I can show you. The Grado Camp was the home of the Royal Corps for Transport for Portsmouth, and Portsmouth then, went old Pompey in it mush. And now it's obviously a housing estate. I can't see one, the one's gone for miles. What I like about Copnor Road, Copnor, Copnor Road is the amount of trees, lovely amount of greenage and blossoming trees, and it's just one of the best looking roads in Portsmouth. Long road, but an interesting road as well. These people in the car. Across here, so obviously St Barbara Way. My friend who sadly lost last year, Lee Stevenson, grew up and lived in St Barbara Way. So we've still got the housing estate. There's not a huge amount down here, but there's lots of history. And so it just looks pretty. Well, I'm literally just going to stop because I've got to start my Strava. Should be seamless. Should be seamless that, but let's be honest, it probably won't be. But yeah, still all the housing estate, so but all the foliage, it looks like this has all been ploughed and dug and looking pretty as normal. So I think we get a bit further over. So it's May the 4th today. May the 4th be with you as a Star Wars fan. This is probably going to come out tomorrow because I just haven't got time to edit it all. So you've got Lark Hill Road Estate now. So any Star Wars fans out there, what are your thoughts of what Disney have done to Star Wars over the years? Obviously Andor's out at the moment, thoroughly enjoying Andor. It's the one thing they haven't actually ruined. Plodding along up here. Looks like these have all been recently turfed up and replanted, so maybe whether they're putting some new grass seed in or flowers, I guess we'll find out now that spring has sprung. It's a bit cold when we set out. It's quite warm now, warm in the sunshine. And we're coming up here on the left over here when we get there. What's your favourite memory of Copnor? Have you got a favourite memory of Copnor? Obviously, I'm going to do this in two parts because it'd just be too long as a video, I think. Otherwise, people get bored very easy. And plus, I haven't done all of the research for the second half yet. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Change hands. People are going to skip all this bit, they just want to see the interesting bit. Maybe I should start putting chapters in where you can just skip to the bits that you want to skip to. You don't watch all this rubbish, do you? Me chuntering on. So just coming past Gatcombe House. We'll talk about Gatcombe House on the way back up. So this is Pompey Health and Fitness over here. And Pompey Health and Fitness is the home of Portsmouth Football Club's training ground that wasn't in the city for many years. It was over Eastleigh. Trained on Moneyfields pitch as well for a few years. This used to be the Rocco Centre. We've also got Copnor Hand Car Wash in there apparently, but also many years ago it was the site of what was the Civil Service Club and field, and there was a proper club in there. I've got pictures of it. It's a proper club, and you could go for a drink and have a beer. I've been to a couple of parties over the years, but obviously now it's the home of Pompey Football Club's training centre. If you know what it was before, basically all of Copnor was built on farmland over the years, and then it's obviously gone through regeneration, and obviously now Pompey is largely 1930s built houses. So we've got a couple of lost pubs, but we've got one before, I think we've got one before the turn, and then we've got a couple more that'll be in next week's episode. So come back. Copnor, I think, probably one of the nicest parts of Pompey. Still quite pleasant. Big green, lots of green. Tractor there, look. Tractor. Substation. You've got 1930 style houses. Copnor was, I think it was heavily bombed during the war, which we'll get into one of the pubs actually. So no commercial business up this end, just housing. We're at Merryvale Road now, people that know Copnor. And obviously you can see how long the road is. So this one over here is 432 Copnor Road. And trying to find bits and pieces to actually talk about along here. On the left hand side, it hasn't been easy because it's all housing. So to talk how the nice big double bay fronted houses. Let's zoom out. Double bay zoom front houses, and we're coming up to first pub. Well, no, technically the Coach and Horses. Where does Coach and Horses sit? Does it sit in Copnor Road or does it sit on London Road? Who knows? That's a tough one to call, that, isn't it? So, Lovett Road. Oh, I should have said, my good friend Gary, Barry, Larry, Harry lives down that road. And Tina, known him for too many years to remember, to be fair. Last day of football yesterday. Pompey, nice draw. They were already safe, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, so housing. A lot of businesses up on the right hand side, housing on the left hand side as you're coming up from Hillsey, obviously. You got this speed camera. I don't know if the speed camera actually still works. I think they turned off a load of the speed cameras in Pompey years ago. This one, when it first got put in, it caught a lot of people out, that one, because this one's like a rat run, but it's not busy. There's a busy day. It's yeah, it gets quite busy along Copnor Road, one of the major through roads in Portsmouth, because it takes you down to Milton, and Eastney. Over here you've got the Golden Hind pub, which is now a Green King, sadly. I don't know that against it. Once, that was a Brickwoods. So John Brickwood, I mentioned John Brickwood a lot during these videos. Obviously, the original chairman, founder of Portsmouth Football Club. His brewery was over in Queen Street, but then it was owned by Whitbreads. The Whitbreads took it over. This was built in 1929, the Golden Hind. It was originally called Ye Oldie Inn, and it had three, because obviously a big house. It had three distinct different bars in the Golden Hind. I think they've all been knocked through into one now, because they had the bowling alley. I don't know if the bowling alley's still in there or not. If you know, then leave a comment. I'd like to talk to this lady about parental alienation. I've tagged her in, but she's ignoring me. Fair enough, isn't it? Ain't nobody. Just an advocate for equal rights in parents. I don't think that's too much to ask. So yeah, just housing, just chattering along. We've got all these ones up here. This is interesting. When we come back up here, we'll have a chat about some of these, because there's some interesting stories to tell. You've got the Copnor Road surgery, obviously doctors, if you can get an appointment. They're still pretty, loads of trees still. Absolutely beautiful along here. So probably, I'm going to go as far as to say, the prettiest road to drive down in Pompey. If you know of a better one, then let me know. And we're approaching very shortly the first lost pub of Copnor Road. Chambers 301 as well. Very important that I get my bearings when I come back up the road. There's a Copnor pharmacy over the road. That's probably, if you know of any businesses that have been along here that I've missed over the years, then let me know in the comments. Did you grow up in Copnor? See, I grew up in Copnor Road, number 67. I lived there from the age of 4, so 1979 till I was 29. Something like that. My mum moved out, left me to it. So we're coming up to, where are we coming up to? That's Locarno Road. Just more pleasant views of Pompey and of Copnor in particular. Assuming this housing was probably bombed during the war, and it's obviously been rebuilt over the years. And then we get the site of our first lost pub of Portsmouth. Go here. So over here, Monkton Road. That was the site of the old Monkton pub.
So here are some pictures of the old Monkton pub. Obviously you can see a single story, no bells, no whistles, built during the war.
And you can see obviously you've got the end of the houses here, and this house is a completely different building. Now this isn't the old pub building, but the Monkton was built in 1942 during the war. During the war, as old Uncle Albert would say. But pubs weren't built during the war. There wasn't the manpower, and there wasn't the resources to build pubs. They were being destroyed, let's be honest, not built. This was I've got some pictures of the old Monkton. It was a single story, raw brick, no bells and whistles pub. It changed a bit over the years. They made it a little bit more sort of pleasant to look at. Closed in the 80s. And Portsmouth apparently lost 73 pubs to the enemy between 1940 and 1941, and over 100 by the end of the war. So that's one lost pub, the Monkton. I can't think if I ever went in the Monkton. I think it would have gone. I'd have been too young. I'm fairly sure I'd have been too young to have gone in there. Looks like it's going through some redevelopment. Interesting. We'll have a look when we come back up. Again, just housing, but just pretty. College Park on the right here, which is also pleasant. You've got the goats and all the animals in College Park, which is always nice to see. But when you've got some of the, I don't know, how do you put it nicely? More run down looking areas in Pompey. This one looks bright, it's vibrant, it's colourful, it's nice, it's a nice walk. And we're going to come down to the Star and Garter, and I'm going to cut you off there and we'll have a chat. Whoop, cross over the road. The person was going to let me cross. And then I'll come back up this side of the road. I'm going to go down and meet Wanda, because Wanda's right down the other end. I'm not going to film that bit, I'm going to do that next week. It's been interesting in your comments. Some of you watching these videos from the other side of the world, that you've moved away from Portsmouth and that, and it's incredible really. So these are just houses, 1930s houses. This will... That's quite funny. I don't know if he was singing. Maybe he was singing Who Let the Dog Out. Yeah, the 1930s houses. And then we're going to come up to the Star and Gutter pub, which is on the end of Burfield Road, junction of Copnor Road and Stubbington Avenue. And then we'll cut. I'll go and find Wanda, walk up to Copnor Bridge, come back with her, and then we'll film the other side. I've got some notes about the Star and Gutter, only a couple though, nothing major, nothing massive. And I'm glad the gimbal's behaved today. Someone was saying go and buy a Hero 6. I ain't got that money. I'll cross over here. Hey. He's having a great time. Cross over just because it's easier to cross over. So yeah, coming up to the last bit of this stretch of Copnor Road. So you've got the Esso station over here. We're going to talk all about the Esso station when we come back and what that used to be. But obviously I need your thoughts and your comments and your memories. So coming up to the Star and Garter, I played darts for the Star and Garter. 1993, 94 I think it was. I was 18, 19, something like that. And built in the 1920s for Portsmouth United Breweries. There was also a Star and Garter in Broad Street, but I don't think they were linked. So we've got charging points now. Interesting. Green, I'm sure this is a Green King. Yeah, Green King. Star and Garter pub. Still here, thriving. One of the few that's actually still going. So that's good news as well, isn't it? Can't go wrong with that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go back along this way, all the way the other way. But I'm going to do that when I found Wanda. I'll see you in a minute. Here she is, I found her. I found her right at Copnor Bridge, look. Here she comes. Doing her walk in 100 miles. Wanda's going to walk for May. And she's doing really well. How you doing?
A bit hot now.
You're a bit hot. You're going to go over in the sunshine, lovey. Go over in the sunshine. Right, we'll be back in a minute. So we're coming back up the other side now. Try not to get killed. And on the corner here, Stubbington Avenue. Going. This used to be, I think this used to be FJ Privet's Builders. Obviously, that's gone, long gone. And you've got the Esso here, and I'm sure that used to be a golf petrol station many years ago. But it used to be in 1923. This was Maxfield and Hazel Motor Engineers. Obviously now an Esso and a Tesco. Recently refurbished. Wanda's walked about 2 miles, 2.5, maybe 3 miles now. We're coming up to Heathcote Road. So the end of here used to be I think this used to be Staples Garage. So you know what was along here, and you could put me right. Obviously, I've got the Privet's Builders, Maxfield and Hazel Motor Engineers. I'm sure there was a golf garage here at some point as well, and the Staples Garage. Then let me know in the comments. Is this along here? On the corner here, there used to be I'm sure there used to be a pharmacy here because my friend Darren Richardson, his dad, used to live down there. Sadly passed away. Ben Trend's mum and dad. Copnor Car Sales. That's been here for years. Copnor Car Sales. See Wanda just plodding up in the distance. Look, neon numbers. Used to be Martin Sands. This one, I think. This little place here, the GC Bikes. When we get past the foliage, this place here used to be Victory News. Victory News, I used to use Victory News a lot because I used to get my Action Man comics and Action Force and Marvel comics. Yeah, love it in there. Wandering along. Seems to set something off. It wasn't me. You got the Copnor kitchen. This used to be Pam's Cafe. Not sure what that was. If you know what that was, then let me know. I'll have to have a look through.
So this has been Walker's Electrical at some point, and Sparky's Emporium.
And put it in the, do some editing. Machine Mart's been here for years. Absolute years. I can't think, if you know what it was before it was Machine Mart, then please let me know, because that's all I can ever remember. Garden power from only $64.99. Wow. Garage equipment, huge range, low prices. Crossover, you've got College Park. I used to go to College Park first school. Then I went to Lyndhurst. Then I went to Mayfield. Obviously Mayfield School now doesn't exist. Well, it does, but not as it used to. Beautiful old park. We discussed earlier the goats and the bunny babbits. And just nice to see green land, not country, some green land in the heart of the city, or the eastern side of the city, really. It's not the heart of the city, is it? Got the Park Keeper's Cottage house here. It's undergoing some renovation. By the look at it. College House. So if you've got any memories of any of these places, then leave them in the comments. Always interesting to read them. This place makes me, this place, I don't know what it is now. What's this now? It was Puddle Duck Daycare. But before that, it was a dog groomers for a short time. And before that, it was the toilets. Toilets to the park toilets. Wanda's got a motor on, look. Getting a move on. See if we can catch her up. Down here. And we've got some businesses along here, so I need your help with some of the businesses. I've got some information from some, but not all of them. So you get the Mardin Cafe. Lovely breakfast in there. You got the Portsmouth Trophy Centre. That's not my barber's. So I'll probably go back through and have a look from some of this stuff anyway. You've got the Copnor Market. Astor's hugely popular, award-winning butchers. And that used to be, Real Country Butchers.
Real Country Butchers, not Royal Scot.
Sculpt. Used to be the Candy Box.
Also along here, I'm sure there used to be a place called Wavy Line. If you can remember that, then please let me know.
And this place here has got some history. 301 Copnor Road. Used to be Homer's Drugstore. And it was the site of the famous Helen Duncan séance. You're saying, what was that, Scott? You Google it. But also, Helen Duncan was the last person in Britain to be convicted of witchcraft in 1944. It was also Wheeler's Bakery, I think, one of these was. And then these buildings here, very, very famous in Pompey and in Copnor. It was Cozy Cot.
If you have any memories of Cozy Cot, then please leave them in the comments. What a shop that was.
Cozy Cot, brilliant toy shop. Absolutely fantastic toy shop. It was basically Toys R Us before Toys R Us actually came into existence, but Cozy Cot was brilliant. I get all my Star Wars figures on there, He-Man figures, all sorts of stuff. You could get anything in Cozy Cot. It was fantastic. I think this place used to be Henwood and Sons as well, and upholsters. Got a laundrette, 1 hour express cleaning. Have a look at the notes to see what we've got along here. The enable ability, working with the disabled people. Got a Ladbrokes, and I'll probably go back in and have a look, see what I can find. But if you've got any memories of old shops along here, what used to be here, then put them in the comments. Always interesting to see them. Got a flower shop. We have moved, so they've moved 158 to 160. That must be way back down there then. Here's some family, a clean shave, a barber shop. You've got Delight Cafe, that looks busy. You've got tattoos, I didn't know there's a tattoo studio. Life Won't Wait. You've got the beauty, that looks like it's closed. You've got a premiere. You've got the Co-op, which is on the corner of St Swithin's. He doesn't like his tyres, he'd start the curb. Hair and Beauty.
This used to be the reptile centre.
This place interests me, I've not been in here. The Vintage Toy Monster. Someone said about going to do a video in the Vintage Toy Monster, so I'm on the lookout for that one. If the Vintage Toy Monster watches this video, 337 Copnor Road, let me know. I'll come and do a video. Wild Mango, had a few curries from there, always been very decent.
I'm sure if you lived in Copnor, you used the Lucky Garden.
Classy Cuts, Traditional Barbers. Got Skin Deep. Beauty is Skin Deep. The White House Accounting Bureau. Amanda Martin. And there's the other one, Stephen Morgan. We're doing more about parental alienation and the family courts. You're not listening. Daddy's Kitchen. This used to be. Oh, did I put this down here? There used to be Nick Bray Motorcycles, and there used to be a Subway here. This would be Boss Man's Kitchen as well. I think they had a fire and burned down.
Yep, so Nick Bray Auto Centre, there was a Subway there, Nisa Local, and of course the Boss Man Kitchen that's no longer there.
There's something about Family Butcher up there. I thought this was something to do with conveyancing and all that, but it looks like it's just flats now.
This was actually Brian Willett's General Builders.
And then we're on the march back up towards it's called Coaching Horses. I think then we're going to build boards. These billboards, I must have some posters on over the years, and they've all got them in it. Smile because you have another one. Don't cry because it's over. What that means. Oh, it's Twix. Since when did price in your country become prejudiced? What the hell are you on about? We've got a Minecraft movie. Whizzing up there. Still wanders in the distance. I haven't lost her. She's still going. It's interesting to see what she's got to watch when we get to the end of it. Corner here. This. Surely this used to be like a gas heated place, but before that, post office.
Wasn't actually able to find a picture of the old post office, but you can see it when it was the gas heating place, and it still had the post office signage.
And obviously post offices now sadly becoming non-existent, aren't they? Really. And then we just housing. I think we've got a fish shop, fish and chip shop. Used to be Ocean Swell. I don't know if it's still Ocean Swell. Let's go and see. Oh, I'm having a bit of a wardrobe malfunction. Tying up my thing around my waist like a cool kid. So it is still Ocean Swell. Ocean Swell Fish and Chip Shop. Glad to say I haven't had a gimbal malfunction either this week. Where it was having a hissy fit last week. How much is chips in here? I'm interested. So obviously what we've got, the cam 2 is £1 something for a portion of chips. Regular chips in here, £3, large £4.20. You can see why people go to the cam 2. But that's not disparaging this place, but you're going to get more for your money, aren't you? We get 4 portions of the cam 2. Back up to Wesley Grove, my friend Gary, Barry, Larry, Harry and Tina, one of my oldest friends. Live down there? Just about, I don't know if you can make out one in the distance. See if we can zoom in on her. There she is. There she is. And these are housing, obviously, 423 Copnor Road. So, yeah, again, I think probably 1930s houses, somewhere around that sort of era. They just tie my thing up. Just coming down. And then they're coming up to just before Gatcombe. Was it Gatcombe Park? Anchorage Park's the other side. I always get confused about Gatcombe Park and Anchorage Park. I don't know why. They're not even close. Swap hands. So we're on Amberley Road now. Still pretty, isn't it? Lovely. What's the time? It's 20 past 11. May the 4th be with you. So a late one today. Then you can come out and do these early. Obviously, Wanda's doing the walk-in. I'm out supporting her as well. In my top. Gatcombe Park. It's Gatcombe Park. Probably got that wrong. Yeah, we don't want to film the children, do we? But yeah, Gatcombe Park over there. And we're going to come up to Gatcombe House. There's only, I thought I'd have to have a Google and see what Gatcombe House is all about. I've got no idea. Most times I've walked past it and driven past it over the years. But at the moment it's serviced offices, hot desking, conferencing facilities, virtual office. What's a virtual office? Well, an office, or it isn't it? A meeting room hire. But Gatcombe House dates back to 1780. It was originally the garrison commander's residence and office mess. I'll show you a little bit of Gatcombe House. I'll probably get, but yeah, very pretty old building. Probably get done for filming on private land. Don't care. And then we're going to wander back up to the Coach and Horses and have a quick chat, because I think I was supposed to chat about some of the land that's around there. I can't remember if I did it or not. So we might as well end on that a little bit. But again, nice and beautiful old area. I wanted to go and have a look at the old green farm building as well. I did that, didn't I? Get a bit closer and show you around there. So we'll get a bit of a spurt on. See if we can catch Wanderer. Let's see if we can set a challenge of catching Wander. See if we can move a bit quicker. Not like Jagger. What a beautiful day. Bank holiday Monday tomorrow. Hope you've got the day off and you enjoy that. This should probably come out Bank holiday Monday. I don't have time to edit it all. Might do. Just feel that being Star Wars Day, being a huge Star Wars fan, I should get content out of Star Wars. But what to do? What to do? I'm going to have to try and, hang on, 2 seconds. Tie up my hoodie around my waist again. Like I'm back in the 80s. And we're back. This building here, oh yeah, this building here. So, I'd like to know from anybody that knows, because I don't know the answer to this one. what is in this building? What's its history? What's the history of this building? It's a Barbara Way. Someone said it's where they keep all the traffic cones. I don't know how true that is. Is that an urban myth? I don't know. Let's have a look now. Does it technically class as Copnor Road? I don't know. But yeah, this old building. If you know what this old building is, or was, or does, what it did, then please let me know in the comments. I think it's something to do with the old garrison and the army. But yeah, let me know, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. And if you've watched all this video, if you make it all the way through this and you've watched the whole lot, leave a comment. Leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you've liked it. If you haven't liked it, give it a thumbs down. That's fine. No problem with that. Try and get over here. We're going to have a look at the old green farm, Benham's farm, rhubarb farm. No donkeys or horses, sadly, these days. Lost Wanda now. Didn't make it. Didn't make it to her. Great Wall of China. Great Wall of Copnor. We're going to have a look at the old farm building that was the Green Farm. I think that's quite interesting. Double click. Snap me back into place. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the Toby Carvery and the Travel Lodge, and it's this building here, which is the old preserved original Benham's Farm Green Farm building.
Here you can see that old building.
And I think this is part of it as well, where they built that on. But obviously this is grade 2 listed, so they can't do anything. I don't think we can do anything with it. A beautiful old building. Toby Carvery. Probably Wanda's favourite dinner. And our first ever meal out together. Not sure how a meal costs more at the weekend than it does in the weekday though. That baffles me. Not criticism, an observation. And I think we're going to go to Casemates for a coffee, actually. Which would be quite nice because I'm absolutely knackered now. Good for your good for fitness. Obviously, I'm still running. People that don't know, I lost about 2.5 stone, something like that. So I'm still running. Obviously, walking is equally as beneficial. And we're planning, me and Wanda, as part of this British Heart Foundation thing, that it's a tag on. It's a tag on from Leah's gig where she raised about £950, and we're gonna tag on the end of that and try and make the final 50 quid. But on the 24th of May, which I think is a Saturday, we're gonna attempt to walk around the whole of Portsmouth, which is about 13 miles all the way around. Might end up vlogging it, might do some live, might do it live. They're in a hurry. Yeah, so we might end up doing it live. I don't ever do it all live because I don't have the battery on my phone or obviously signal and all that sort of stuff. So we'll walk around as much of the perimeter of Portsmouth as we can and try and get that final 50 quid in for Leah. So there's going to be a link to Leah's Just Giving in the comments of this video. So if you've got a couple of quid to spare, that would be hugely appreciated. I've got to stop to do pull my hoodie up and tight again. And then as we finish, what we're going to do, we're just going to talk about this land over here. Let me get my notes back out. Notes. I can't remember if I talked about these or not. And I don't want to do it and leave something out. And if I've missed anything, if I've got anything wrong, if you've got something you want to add, leave a comment, because the comments are what make these videos go round. And obviously the more people comment, the more the video gets pushed out to YouTube's all important algorithm, and the more people that might not have seen some of this stuff get to see it. So these buildings here, this was old farmland, and this was part, I think it's Oak Farm.
And here is the original Coach and Horses pub.
And there was a Hilsey Lodge, and the Hilsey Barracks were here. And now we've got House of BTY Training Academy. I've no idea what it is. We've got the sign shop, main character, and then we head back up to where we started at the Coach and Horses. So that is the end of part 1 of Copnor Road. Spin round and have a chat. I found her. There she is, look. So there you go. Part 1, Copnor Road. Got some great memories of Copnor Road. We're going down to Casemate. So if you don't know where Casemate is, Perone Road. Go down into Fox's Forest, down there to the Bastions. Turn right, all the way to the end, and you'll see Casemate's music and cafe studio. It's fantastic. So we're going to go and have a coffee down there. Copnor Road, part 1. So from the Coach and Horses down to Stubbington Avenue, crossroads with Burfields Road, Star and Garter. Lost Pub, check. Lost Pub, the Moncton. Didn't have a cinema, that's in part 2. We've got the dairy in part 2. What else have we got? We've got the séance that led to the last conviction of witchcraft in the UK in 1944. Cosy Cots, Toys R Us, before it was even invented in Portsmouth. Well, obviously Toys R Us wasn't invented in Portsmouth. What else have we got? Still got some pubs down there. We've got the Golden Hind, we've got the Star and Garter, still got Green King, but we can forgive that because they're still open. We have the history of the Green Farm and the fact that they've still got the old buildings there. We've lost the civil service place. And so there's more to speak about. And obviously, if you can remember, if you've got memories of any of the other shops that are there now, of what they used to be, then stick that in the comments. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I really enjoy these videos. Hope you enjoy them too. They seem to do okay. Share it with your friends if they've come from Portsmouth, if they've got any memories. If you've got any information about Copnor Road Part 2, so that's going to go from Burfields Road and Stubbington Avenue down to Copnor Bridge. If you've got any memories of that, send me an email, scottandwander@yahoo.com, or stick it in the comments. We're doing this thing for charity, for the British Heart Foundation. If you want to put some money into Leah's Just Giving, there'll be a link, so thank you for that. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. There's a subscribe button that also helps, and it gets to more people, and more people get to see what a fantastic city Portsmouth still is. And that's the main thing, isn't it? See you next week. Thank you for watching.
A huge special thanks to a couple of people also. Natalie J Media, who sent an email and has been invaluable in some of the information provided, and also our neighbour Paul, who dropped a couple of books through the door. You'll get them back, mate. Thank you ever so much. They're going to be helpful in the future.